Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Detroit Lions. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now a first down throw. Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
Hey, Team 6.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Fletcher Cox in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Here comes the Lions punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And taken right at the 35. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On 2nd down, Pollard. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
3rd and 2, Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. 9 yards that time.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw, Watson. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson escaping the pressure right. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Fuller with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
On second down now. It's Johnson. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Hey, Mike 7. We got to get the ball.
From the 50, it's Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
After the interception, here's Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level.
Bravo!
On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford, he completes it to Jones. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Taken from just outside the 30. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy. Will Fuller, nobody there to stop him. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Texans push further out in front. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Oh, a heck of a move. Man. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but hold on,
okay, my bad.
And you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The Lions on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Back to throw, Stafford. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
40 got. 41's the mic.
To throw again, Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Give me that ball. Hey, Haywood. Mike 55.
Again, it's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
41 Mike. Hey, Charlie. 6-man.
Throwing again is Stafford. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, Zoo. Watch your slap. Watch your slap.
Throwing again. Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Fletcher Cox in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Ready. Go 20. Check 41. Hey, let's get off the field. Hey, 70. Check 9. Hey, give me radar. Hey, easy. Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home. 41. Hey, exit. 41 to Mike.
Here's Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
10. Right here, 41 Mike.
So they will go for it. Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox and the Texans take over an excellent field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson. The open man here, Renfro. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, Watson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Watson to throw on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Here's Stafford. Flushed out right. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Complete, it's Johnson. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number one. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on fourth down.
Easy. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
They are going to go for it. It's Stafford. He's going to loft one deep left side here. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember. So we're at halftime here in the annual Thanksgiving game in Detroit. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And an excellent return there as he's up to the 35 and make it the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Watson. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That goes for a gain of 31. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Here's Watson. And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Last time they had a little bit of a special teams breakdown. That field goal was blocked.
Yeah, and everything has to be precise in the kicking game. Snap, hold, kick. Obviously the blocking to keep people out. So what you really want to do is get in there and get 6 points and take the pressure off of those guys.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. The shotgun snap for Stafford. Being chased, and he can't find a receiver and he's brought down. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes.
What is that? 19! 58, right there. You better bring it. You better.
On first down, Pollard. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Watson on first down. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. George Kittle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
22! Let's go, dude. Hey, Foxtrot.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Stafford is complete to Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. To throw is Stafford. Eluding the pressure right. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Get him. Mike 5-5. Mike 50. Omaha, ready to move.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Complete to Jones. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion first down. Stafford now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through. The contact brings up 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Here we go, D. All day defense.
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On first down, it's Stafford. He finds his man Johnson. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. We're on to the 4th here on Thanksgiving Day. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
22.
And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. J.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Stafford. And the pressure gets to him again. Max Crosby in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Stafford. Escaping the pressure right. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage. The field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th.
Hey, Alpha. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. 41 Mike. 41 Mike. Right here. 41 Mike.
They snap it to Stafford. The quick slant caught. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And to give this time to the tailback. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 98 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. And that carry of 98 yards is now tied for the 2nd longest in NFL history.
Ahman Green did it, I believe, in 2003 when he was playing for Green Bay.
Against the Broncos, I think.
And just face it, no matter who was running the ball, for that distance, give them some oxygen as well as the touchdown. What a play.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's J.J. Watt, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Switch. And let's go.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Watson now to throw. Going for it all. And it'll be intercepted. picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Stafford flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. The Lions on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 19.
22. Check 3, check 3, check 3. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Joker. 6 guy, check 6 guy.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Big stop, let's go. Under 10, under 10.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
And, Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
19. Mike, 58, right there. Push him back. 54.
They'll try to run this one in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. You know, the man on our cover, John Madden, so synonymous with these Thanksgiving Day games. He was on TV for these from, I think, 81 to 01, giving out the Turkey Leg Award and turducken he always talked about. Special when you got a guy going off like this. I think he would be a good recipient of the Turkey Leg Award.
Well, he's definitely already worked on that leg. Is it possible he could end up getting the whole turkey?
Yeah, give him a thigh, too.
Turducken. And it's really great that you mentioned Coach Madden, because everyone knows him from this. Everyone knows him from the broadcast booth. Remember, he won a Super Bowl as a head coach in Oakland.
Yep, he did indeed. But right now, we are watching maybe one of those turkey leg performances with his second touchdown there.
Set.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Five.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford got a man. That's Allison. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 12-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as